Earlier this month, a transplant support group met to share their stories. Some were donors, others recipients, and some spouses. News 8's Victoria Larson tells us about 2 lives impacted by organ donation in a story that is new this morning.
It's something that you can be proud of for the rest of your life.
At the beginning of this year, Aaron Cade made a decision that would affect him and his family.
I couldn't bring myself to saying, 20 years from now when her and Benny are in college or something and Benny's dad's gone.
Someone close to Aaron needed a transplant after being diagnosed with a disease that ultimately damaged his liver over time.
To be able to look her in the eye and say, well, I could have, but I was too scared or I didn't want to.
Benny's dad, Jake, was on the transplant list, but his condition wasn't graded high enough to qualify for a deceased donated organ, so he needed a living donor.
My first instinct was, well, we should see if we're a match.
Nobody in Jake's family was a match, but miraculously, Aaron was.
He's got family that tried and tried and tried. Nobody was a match. And so what would my family want if they tried and tried? They'd want somebody to step up and try to help.
So on March 18th, Aaron and Jake headed into surgery, 10 months after Jake got on the transplant list. This surgery left a large L-shaped scar on Aaron's chest and stomach, but that scar is something he and his family can be proud of.
That's something I get to look down every day and say, hey, I had courage at one point. At least once in my life, I had the courage to do something that was completely selfless.
We were able to do it.
John Bertling knows that feeling of gratefulness too.
It just gives me a lot of joy to realize that somebody was generous enough to make this decision at a time of very stressful time for their families.
He's been on the receiving end of an organ transplant, getting a heart back in 1998.
It's just truly been a blessing to be able to have 21 more years at this point of life I never would have had.
Those 21 years are thanks to Leo and Joyce Endrest, who lost their son but gave John his life back.
So we've kept in contact with them and have become a part of their family and they a part of ours, so it's been very rewarding. I guess I always say that our family had no idea what organ donation could be until it happened in our family.
One person can save 8 lives, and both John and Aaron hope their story can encourage more families to have that discussion.
I don't know why anybody would not put their donor sticker on your driver's license. I mean, you can't take it with you.
I'm on the organ donor list and hope someday I can help somebody out too.
In Viroqua, Victoria Larson, News 8.
The transplant support group meets on the 3rd Monday of every month at 1 p.m. at Vernon Memorial Hospital in Viroqua. And a reminder, be sure to discuss your wishes and desires for afterlife donations with your family. And that is a look at today's medical news.